And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one today. Another epic VeVe live stream. Today, we just have one drop, another blind box comic book drop today. But later today, we do have the epic double feature from Jurassic World at AMC theaters. Now, unfortunately, it's only for people in the USA. So shout out to everyone in the USA who's going to that later today. I will be going to that one to see the double feature, get our VeVe NFTs with the promo code. I think that's a pretty cool little marketing feature right there. I think it's only the very, very beginning. I think we're going to continue to see that long term, definitely with a lot of these big brands like Disney movies and all kinds of things. So that's always exciting. I'm wondering how many people in the actual theaters are going to be watching the movie. Maybe some people just went to get the NFTs, right? So it's going to be interesting to find out. I'm going with my grandma. I love Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. This is actually the last movie, I believe, too, with that series. So that's pretty cool to see. But that's going on later today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Shout out to everyone who's going to that. I want to find out who in the live chat today is going to see the Jurassic Park double feature today. I know we got a lot of people early in here. We got December not tuning in today. December's taking it easy, going to bed early today. Appreciate you, December, tuning in. We got Shago. We got DYD. And we got Super Simono. How we doing? Shago is one that's secret rare today. Now, today we just have the one comic book blind box. So I'm going to dive into the details right now, actually. And we got a couple great videos to go over from the loyal 2 people, as always. But first, let me dive into the details. Let me show you guys the covers on these. I think this is going to be a pretty solid one long term. We have the all-new Marvel Now 0.1 number 1. Now, I know there's a lot of confusion because this is actually the first appearance of Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. Now, the last comic, I believe, was the first appearance of Kamala Khan. Now, I'm not the comic book expert, so I'm not too, I don't know too much information about this, but that's why we have a couple videos to go over because I'm sure they're going to have a bunch of knowledge and information in there. But let's take a look at these covers first. Big fan of the common. Love that greenish background. I think it looks pretty sweet. Uncommon here, that black and white grayscale in the background with that yellow voltage fire popping through. These are VeVe exclusives for the rare and ultra rare. I know that's for some people that's not a huge deal. For some people that's a bigger deal. I think long term, the VeVe exclusives will definitely be a collector item. That's going to be something that a lot of people are going to try to have every single VeVe exclusive cover. I know that's going to be hard to get as we get thousands and thousands of comics. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to try to get some of those VeVe exclusives. I like the ultra rare. I actually think I may like the rare a little bit more for some reason. I just think she pops out a little bit more with that black and white background. Usually I'm a fan of the ultra rare, but I just feel like it blends in a little too much there. Then we got the secret rare. Let's go. I think this is going to do pretty solid long term. If it's probably going to come out short term. I'm going to say not too great in the short term, just because I think people are gearing up, trying to stack gems. A lot of people are thinking the MTL could bring down prices in the short term. Overall market sentiment's kind of low right now. So in the short term, I think this could just provide an opportunity for people who believe in it long term. Your standard edition run today, nothing too limited, nothing too crazy like a 10,000 or a 1,000 edition run. We should be able to get this on the drop, no problem today. 30,000 total editions, $7 price point like usual, nothing too crazy. We have 21,000 commons today, 5,000 uncommons, 2,350 rares, 1,050 ultra rares, and of course the True Believer variant, 600 editions for the secret rare. Now this is something that I don't know if I thought of this. I don't know if someone else from the community thought of this. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that thought of this. So if you thought of this, shout out to you. I wonder if it could happen in the future. Do you guys think, let me know in the chat, do you think the True Believer variants will long term, say 2-3 years from now, do you think Marvel will issue like a physical copy to the secret rare holders? It'd be interesting to see if that happens, right? And then you'd be labeled like a True Believer. That would be insane. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but definitely something to think about. Let me know in the chat too. I know Shago likes the secret rare. Afternoon, Super Simono. I'm not too sure which one I like the most out of these. I would say the secret rare is probably going to do the best, obviously, right away. let's dive into a couple of videos. Give us a little background information on this one. We got comics and crypto. Shout out to Sean, Spencer, the whole team. A little short 2-minute long video real quick. Let's see what they say. Hodl or sell.
Hey VeVe fam, we are in our final week of traveling, so we won't be able to make a detailed hodl or sell video for this comic, but we wanted to drop some quick insight and also our final verdict. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button to receive updates on all our content. This video is sponsored by Elite Comics 11, Instagram's #1 community-powered comic sales page. This Thursday, June 9th, we are getting all new Point One #1. First full appearance of Kamala Khan, the new Miss Marvel. Portrayed by actor Iman Vellani, Kamala Khan made her MCU debut in the 2022 self-titled series Miss Marvel. According to Go Collect as a 9.8 grade, this book is currently valued at $825 with a 90-day average sale of $948. Before we give our final verdict, we want to remind you that digital slabs are now available at cherrycharts.com. For our final verdict, we give this book a hodl.
Let's go.
This is the comic that physical collectors have chosen to be her most significant first appearance comic. We are very excited for the future of Kamala Khan in the MCU, and given the early positive reviews the series has been receiving, it's safe to say her character is here to stay, which means great things for her first appearance comic in both physical and digital format. It's for this reason not only do we plan to hold the comic if we land it on drop day, but we will also look to snipe great deals in the marketplace. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Solid short little video right there. Concise, to the point. I think he's right. I think this is definitely a hodl. In the short term, just because I think the overall market sentiment is still pretty low right now. I just picked up a couple uncommon Darth Vaders. I wanted to make sure I have a couple of them for when we do pick back up and the market does go back up. I know DYD was talking about a little bit before I came on the live stream today. He says, now it's time for stacking gems. When MTL comes, we will see Walt below around 4K. And that is the time for buying. Now, I don't know if Walt's going to get that low. I mean, we have no idea, right? It could not. But I definitely agree with that sentiment. It's probably the time to either stack, like I just talked about in the last video, stack the collectibles that you really, really believe in or that you really, really love. Now's the time to do it. And a little bit of both. Stack some gems too, just in case an opportunity does come up. I think keeping liquidity is definitely a huge, huge piece right there. It's easier said than done because anytime you do get a lot of gems, it's easy just to go in the market, pick up deals, look for deals. I feel like in times like these, instead of looking for those deals, let those deals come to you. Because you can find deals all over the market right now if you're looking. So if you have a couple thousand of gems saved up, it's really easy to go look for deals and spend that. So I feel like a lot of discipline is definitely involved too. I feel like keeping a gem stack is crucial just for any kind of opportunities that come up. We don't know what MTL is going to do. I think MTL is going to be a proponent that we need to go for the mainstream masses. I always talk about, look at OpenSea. Do people go on OpenSea and gamble because they love their NFTs on there? Or do they go on OpenSea and gamble with these NFT projects because it's liquid? And if they get lucky and catch one and blows up, they can cash out right away. I think that's going to be a huge catalyst for VeVe and these mainstream or the mainstream adoption. Because if you think about it, when we tell people, like how many people I've told to come into VeVe, right? And a lot of people come into VeVe, they love it because it's the brands that they know. It's not like a random NFT that they've never even seen before. They see value in it right away. But so many of my friends won't even put $20 into the VeVe app because they know they can't cash out yet. And I mean, rightfully so. I mean, that makes sense if you haven't done the research that we have done. Because you got to think, we all are in this micro ecosystem. We know David and Dan. We know the team that's involved. We know Alcon, these brands that are on board. We know it's not a scam. But to an outside person looking in, you can put money in, but you can't take money out. End of question, right? That's just for an outsider looking into it. So once we do have that MTL, I'm sure there will be a lot of selling going on because people have been here for a year. They maybe want to cash out a couple duplicates or pieces. And if a lot of people want to sell, I mean, that could create a dip. But I think that's probably necessary. It's probably a nice little clean, a flush of the market, because it's going to bounce back, in my opinion, stronger than it ever has before. Because that's when I see the big brands really starting the marketing effort. Disney will probably talk about them, tweet about them a lot more. Marvel will tweet about them a lot more once people can cash out, because at the end of the day, anytime they mention VeVe, it's putting their legacy on the line, right? It's putting their brand on the line. And if people complain to them saying they got into VeVe because Marvel, Disney tweeted about it and they can't cash out, they're blaming Marvel and Disney. And they don't want to deal with that. So I think once all these things are in place, yeah, it may have a short-term dip because people want to cash out that have been here for a while. But I definitely think maybe in that medium, definitely long-term, but I even think that medium-term, right after we experience a little bit of a dip, so many people will come into VeVe, because then they see it as, think about it. If you tell your friends right now, come into VeVe, you know, Darth Vader's dropping, it's going to be huge. You can sell it on the secondary market. People will still say, I don't care because I can't cash out. Once people know it's liquidable, and if they get the Darth Vader ultra rare like we just had on the drop, they know they can cash out instantly and get that money out right away. That's going to be a huge psychology twist. That's when I think a lot of the people, the millionaires, if I have friends that won't even put $20 into the VeVe app, can you imagine how many people out there won't put in hundreds of thousands of dollars because they can't cash out just yet? I know a lot of people that are like that. There have been some that have been innovators, pioneers, you know, the big whales that have got in early because they did their due diligence. You know, they did their research. I always talk about people like Lewis Morgan, right? Because someone like him, net worth, crazy high, right? Insanely, he's almost like a celebrity, right? A lot of people know Gymshark. And so someone like him had to take that time to do the research. He didn't know about VeVe NFTs right away. He has 200 and some millions of dollars, right? He got on the ground floor, decided, I'm going to peel back. I'm going to do the research myself. I'm going to tap into the community. He saw what he saw. He believed in it. You know, he got in early. And I think people like that, you know, Chris Moneymaker. Shout out to Chris Moneymaker. I know he was in Omi, you know, for a while now. Maybe he wishes he got into VeVe a little bit early too, but I think Omi's going to have its time. We know there's not much utility for Omi just yet. So once all these things get developed, it's going to change the psychology big time, because I always think about it. Look at OpenSea, right? Shout out to OpenSea because they're a huge innovator in the space, right? But people don't love their NFTs necessarily. They love the fact that it's liquidable. They can take a gamble for a couple $100 and hope a project blows up, because then they can just withdraw it right away. And so with VeVe, once it gets there, people are going to look at the NFTs as liquidable. And that's going to be a game changing, I think. With deep discounts, the true believers are my only snipe purchases currently. Yeah, not a bad idea, real talk. I definitely think the secret rares are going to be big time. It's just a matter of time for that to happen. I think obviously the more popular comics are going to do probably the best. They're going to have probably more of that longevity, because the super popular comics with a lot of demand, even if it's a high supply right now, it's going to cause scarcity because it's just that popular, right? I think if you can get any secret rares of those popular comics, you're in a pretty safe bet, in my opinion. Not financial advice, of course. I think over time, all secret rares will do great. It's just tough to say every single one, just because there's going to be like 30,000 comics eventually at some point. But as VeVe continues to grow, I think people are going to chase a little bit of both, you know, scarcity, popularity. I more so ride with the popularity. I just think demand and popular stuff is going to cause scarcity over time. I mean, if you look at some of the stuff that has a lot of additions, right? Some of the Disney collectibles, they have high edition accounts for that reason. They know how popular that brand is. So, but again, I think the secret rare comics will do really good too. Henry, how we doing? Henry said, if FA Thanos is going for $3 to $4, this one will easily be $2 to $3, maybe even $1.50 even. That's a possibility, Henry. Again, I think that's a pretty long-term play. It's not going to do great in the short term. You know, I don't think anything right now that drops, unless it's absolutely iconic like we saw with Darth Vader. Darth Vader is something that FA Darth Vader has been something that we've all been kind of dreaming about one day. The same way we dreamed about having FA Spider-Man, FA Superman, like just iconic, huge characters or brands that drop. In a down market, I think those are the only things that are going to do pretty well. Long-term plays, they probably won't do the best in the short term. It's just going to create a lot of opportunity for people who can hold. How low can we go with the MTL prediction? Now, there's a lot of amazing things that the VeVe team, Akomi team could do to prevent a lot of that collapse happening. Now, Real Talk had a great point here. Will the MTL trigger the release of Pokemon? I love that, because this is something that a lot of OGs kind of been thinking about. You know, we all said, we kind of all thought MTL would be here by now, but obviously delays happen. The whole thing with this, you know, Singapore being even more strict with the regulations and everything kind of put a delay on a lot of those catalysts that are coming, but I think it's a possibility. Now, I don't want to sit here and confirm it because I have absolutely no idea, but I think VeVe team understands that a lot of people probably, especially with the economics being not that great right now in the whole entire world, people may want to try to run the cash out a little bit. But I think VeVe team knows kind of the sentiment. They can kind of feel the sentiment. So I'm sure they're going to have things in place to kind of not prevent that from happening, because everybody's in control of what they want to do, but incentivize maybe the people hold a little bit longer. Maybe they roll out the master collector program, or maybe another article, a finalized article on that. Or who knows, maybe the announcement of Pokemon, because then people will think, well, why would I want to cash out when they just announced Pokemon, right? Who knows what's going to happen. But Real Talk, I do want to say one thing, though. I would almost bet, without betting, that we're not going to go to 0, because I think there's a price point in everybody's head to where if this collectible gets down to a certain point, I'm pouncing in. If this collectible gets down here, if this comic book hits this low, I'm pouncing in. There's a lot of whales right now that, yeah, sure, some may be selling gems, but I think a lot of them that believe in it long term are probably just waiting till they feel that the market's at a low, because no whale wants to come in, scoop up a bunch of things, then have the floors just drop on them even further. They got the money to be able to hold, right? So they're going to hold out until they feel like the prices are at the very, very bottom. And then they're going to come in and scoop everything up. So Kent Dub in the house. How we doing? How we doing, Kent? Good morning. Good morning. VeVe Dark Link. Good morning, fam. Does everybody love the secret rare the most? I know Shaga likes the secret rare the most. I don't really know which is my favorite. I kind of want to hear some opinions, what everybody thinks. I may have to go with the common today. I do like some of these. The secret rare is probably going to do the best in the short term. I could see it maybe being a couple hundred. We got the ultra rare. These are VeVe exclusives. The rare. I think I like the rare a little bit more than the ultra rare. I feel like their ultra rare just kind of blends in a little bit. I do like that grayscale with the yellow popping out. I'm going to have to go with the common. I like that green background. First time in a little while, I would say the common's my favorite. Absolutely, Ken Dub. Definitely getting that Jurassic Park NFT today. I am going to go see the movie. I talked a little bit about it as soon as I got on the stream today. Shout out to my grandmom if you're watching, if you're tuning in today. I will be going to see the movie today with her. Double feature. And I like the double feature because anytime I see that first ever Jurassic Park on TV, I'll stop and watch it. And I usually don't stop and watch a lot of movies. You know, I was just talking to Miss Rose. I haven't seen a lot of classic movies out there that everybody has watched. But Jurassic Park's one of them that I feel like, I don't know what it is about it, but I just love watching it. The very beginning of it just has like that nostalgia feel to it. So it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, it's going to be kind of a long day. I feel like it's probably like a 4-hour, 5-hour event. But I think it starts at 5 p.m. today or 4 p.m. I'm going to say 5 p.m. I think it starts Eastern time. So, yeah, Grandma Gate. That's hilarious. I know some other people that are going to go see it too. So that'd be cool to go meet some people. Little celebrity meet and greet at the Jurassic Park. Is everybody else going to go see it today? I know a lot of people live outside of the USA, so they're not able to see it. But shout out to everyone else who's not in the USA. You can stake your OMI on the Sendex. Now, that's something that the people in the USA don't get to take advantage of. Really wish we were able to take advantage of that, though. Now, let's dive into, it's about 10:20 right now. We got about 39 more minutes. About 40 minutes to drop. Let me dive into one more video. We got VeVe and 3, Heather and Corey coming on up. It's a little longer video, 7 minutes long. So, again, guys, if you guys aren't following VeVe and 3, amazing YouTube channel, you know, they're blowing up. They're going to be at 5K soon. Amazing content, you know, always making the drops a little bit more resourceful. You know, you get a lot of knowledge in these videos. And I'm sure this one, since it's 7 minutes long, we're going to find out a lot about Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. So let's dive into the video today.
Welcome back to VeVe 3 with me, Corey, aka Old Rebarb on VeVe, and
me, Heather, from the VVT, and also Heroes and Heroines.
And our next comic coming to the platform is Point One, Number 1. And this is our official first appearance of Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. And this comic's going to be landing on the platform on Thursday, June 9th at 8 a.m. Pacific time.
And if you watched our info dump on Captain Marvel number 14, then you'll know that that was the first unnamed appearance of Khan, while this is the first appearance of her as Miss Marvel. And if you watched that info dump, then you'll also know that this comic is considered more valuable to physical collectors. Values for this comic at 9.8 hover in the mid to high 800s. And it's interesting to look at the chart for this comic, because the all-time high coincide with the all-time highs on VeVe, and the pullback on this comic is also very similar.
And there's a couple reasons why we really like this comic and this character. First, we're seeing her.
I'm just going to stop that. That's a great point right there. Let me rewind that. Now, I think this is a huge point, because we know it's not just the VeVe market that kind of tanked. It's the whole entire world economics. So I think that has a lot to do with it. A lot of these prices in the physical comic book world and on the VeVe NFTs, because some people in the micro ecosystem that we're in right now may think it's only the VeVe NFTs and it's only OMI that went down big time recently since the January all-time highs. But in fact, all NFTs are down right now. On OpenSea, like Immutable X, all over NFTs are down. I would say VeVe NFTs are actually holding up pretty strong compared to a lot of other projects out there. Now, not only are the NFTs down since January, but all of crypto's down. A lot of the stock market is down right now. I think a lot of it has to do with just the world economics right now. I mean, you guys see what the gas prices are at right now. Even just the groceries, the food prices are going crazy. So I think it's just a tough time in the world, to where hindsight looking back, yeah, we probably should have sold up here, right? But you can never time the market perfectly. So that's why I always say, and I said in my last video, it's important to focus on the collectibles that you love and believe in long term. So when you are at a down point and things do retrace, you're not freaking out, panicking, because you still have the collectibles that you, one, love, and two, that you really believe in for the long term. So when things do bounce back up, you'll be in a good position. Good point here to bring that up.
And there's a couple reasons why we really like this comic and this character. First, we're seeing her premiering in Disney Plus, and we've watched snippets for this info dump. We haven't sat down and watched it front to back, but we want to at least know what was going on with the Disney Plus series so we could talk about the character. But the big thing that's happened is we're seeing a complete separation, at least a perceived complete separation from her Inhuman roots. And why does that separation matter? Well, unfortunately, every attempt Marvel has made at utilizing Inhumans in something other than a comic book has just been met with abject failure. You got to keep in mind, in comics, Kamala Khan was a latent Inhuman who had her powers activated via the Terrigen Mist. It's Terrigen or Terrigen? Whatever. However, the Disney Plus show has taken a different route, likely trying to sidestep that Inhuman tie-in, and she's granted her abilities via an artifact. And To be honest, we're not 100% what all of those abilities are just yet. And her being younger in the Disney Plus series, it was on purpose, according to Marvel executives, because they wanted to appeal to that younger demographic. But it's also important from a story standpoint. Look at the characters featured in this FA comic. You've probably been seeing them pop up a lot on the platform and other marketing socials. Human Torch, Namor, Winter Soldier, and the Silver Surfer. Not only is her being younger targeting that major demographic, it also places her at an age where her growth as a character and human may coincide with the entry of some of these legends from Marvel canon.
And as Corey had just said, from a woman's perspective, this Miss Marvel is tailor-made for young women and girls. Here's someone who doesn't quite know herself and what she will become. She feels the pull of being loyal to her family and culture, but also the desire to fit in and be loved by those outside of those circles. And she doesn't feel confident about how she looks, often feeling at odds as a young Pakistani American with traditional American norms for beauty. Real talk, young women have a choice to make. You can either be the woman that you feel you are, or you can be the woman that everyone else expects you to be. You have to balance all the stressors in your life, your expectations for beauty, the desire for relationships, the desire to fit in, and all finding within your own compass of morals where you fit, where you belong.
All said, I'm not the target demographic as
Own
F.A. Heather on the comic. Let's go.
compass of morals where you fit, where you belong.
All said, I'm not the target demographic as I'm not a young woman, but I do appreciate a well-written story, being someone who's read countless stories and written a few myself. And this character is exceptionally well written. And that's because she was created and written by Sana Amanat and G. Willow Wilson, two women who are intimately familiar with the gender and culture being represented. As for our VeVe rare and ultra rare covers, Nicoletta Balderi strikes again. She's already crushed a number of variant covers on the platform, and she doesn't hold back with her colors or her whimsical styling. Her unique style has already made her a fan favorite for physical variants, with a growing number of titles under her belt. All right, let's dig into the rest of these covers. First, the classic cover is minting 21,000 editions.
I think it's my favorite
This exact replica of the original gives us a nice spread of the characters held within. Unlike in many of the older FA comics we see from the Silver and Golden Ages, cover artists in the modern era understand that every FA character has the potential to become a major figure. So it's really cool to see Miss Marvel up there in the top left.
Next, the uncommon vintage variant is minting 5,000
I like this one too.
editions. Color selection on the primaries give this cover some interest. It would have looked super odd if they had just hit Miss Marvel with the color selection. It gives us a moment to appreciate the sheer number of characters featured in this book. And from a story perspective, this one really sets up a ton of threads, being the first in the series.
Our first exclusive cover is the rare hero variant, minting 2,350 editions. Balderi's variants are always insanely vibrant. It's a style that really sets her work apart, and it really fits with the overall theme the Disney Plus show has taken. And the comic series around Miss Marvel has taken the same theme as well. This color selection variant mutes what you know is going to be a color explosion in the background. And that, for me, it's just a nice balance.
The ultra rare vibranium variant
I
is
agree with that.
minting 1,050 editions. And
I feel like I like the rare a little bit more than that ultra rare because of that. This one just blends in a little bit too much for me. And usually I like the ultra rares a little bit more.
here's the color explosion we were talking about. I can't help but get major Miles Morales Spider-Verse vibes from Balderi's covers, and that's a good thing. While Corey tends to like the color selections from her, I love Balderi's border-to-border style. This is my favorite.
Last,
Ooh,
the True
okay.
Believer Secret Rare is minting 600 editions. This is an interior panel pull, and here's the panel it is being sourced from. You get an appreciation for the styling of Miss Marvel in this one, as her costume isn't the typical female superhero costume that leaves little to the imagination. Staying true to the roots of Khan, being a Pakistani American and Muslim,
It's pretty
her
clean.
costuming is far more modest and less revealing. I don't enjoy being critical, but we're getting some weird foot stuff going on because of how this image was cut from the interior panel. Again, it would have taken less than an hour for an artist to render out just the toes of those boots to clean this up a little. That way, she wouldn't have literal trash toes.
Let me take a look at that again.
To render out just the toes of.
I guess that's a good point. Never really looked at the details on that one. And that's a point I know Sean from Comics and Crypto brought up. You know, maybe they could, for some of the things, like one of those comics that have been released a few times ago. I think the one with the backpack. we noticed that they can kind of cover up some of the images. So I wonder, maybe in the future, if they could maybe have the artist, maybe since this is an exact cutout from the comic and that's how it looks, maybe they could have the artist kind of not redo, but almost add in a little of like a finished piece to that. Be interesting to see what happens with that in the future. Great little point out on that detail.
Those boots to clean this up a little. That way she wouldn't have literal trash toes.
And that's a wrap for this info dump. Like we had mentioned in the unnamed first appearance of Kamala Khan's info dump, this would be the book that we would be going after if it came to the platform. And here it is. We're very excited about it since she's being used in a real way. Weirdly enough, in that
30-minute
Marvel
warning.
number 14 unnamed first appearance, here was the single panel she was in. Check out this interior panel comparison from this comic today. Almost looks like they homaged the first unnamed appearance panel, right? Anyway, until the next drop, this is Heather
And Corey.
signing off.
Great video from Heather and Corey. VeVe 3. If you guys aren't following them, make sure you guys give them a follow. I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to get to some comments in just a second. I'm going to take a look at the poll today. Made a short little poll. Just wanted to find out, get a rough estimate on how many people are actually going to see the Jurassic Park double feature today, or if people are just going to go for the NFT. I don't mind what people do, to each his own. I'm actually going to go watch the movie just because I enjoy Jurassic Park. Let's see. There's only 148 votes. Going to see it, there's 43% of people going to see it. 30% of the people not going to see it. And then 27% of the people are just going for the NFT. Definitely interesting to see what happens there. G Metals, how we doing, fam? Let me know who's going for the drop today. And if you guys are going for the drop today, are you just going for one? Going for multiple? I think I'm only going to go for just one on the drop today. Thought about maybe passing it. I may pass last second. I'm just scooping up one in the marketplace if it does go below retail. Thought about just going for one on the drop. I think this is a solid long-term play. In the UK, so can't see it yet. Get the NFT. Okay, makes sense, Super Shimono. Makes sense. Unfortunate for you guys in the UK. But the good thing about it, that you guys are living in the UK, you guys can stake your OMI. That's big time right there. I wish we were able to stake our OMI. Jimbo Lee Lingo, good morning. Hope you have a great day. Appreciate that big time. Hope you guys have a great day. And good luck on the drop as well. Amazing Spider-Man 130 is up. Really? Good to know, Jericho. Let me take a look at some of these prices in the market, actually, because some things have kind of been stagnant. Some things have kind of went back up. Market's closed. Looks like they are closing it today. Not able to see Amazing Spider-Man 130. I did see Pride moved on up. I know, shout out to Randy Chavez. The real Randy Chavez had an amazing interview with Amar, one of the people who collabed with his Da Vinci Rewind collective drop. And after I think after that interview, he said the Pride Da Vinci went up a little bit. I looked at it; it's at 2.5K. I think it was at like 1.7. So it definitely had a nice little run up there. I only have the one, so I'm going to be hodling that one. I'm just going to take a look at a couple of collectibles that I got recently, just a floor. Because you're able to tell the floor if you click on it. Let's see, Secret Rare Thor. I don't have the full Thor set. I only have the Secret Rare. And I grabbed a bunch of uncommons at like $12. Take a look at partner statue. I try to look at Thor, it won't load. Seems to not load anymore when the market's closed. Earth to Pokemon, the real Professor Oak. Nice username, brother. Is this comic worth buying? Your opinion, please. My opinion, I think long term it's gonna be solid. I think going for it on the drop is kind of a risk because I do think short term people are probably gonna floor it under retail for some crazy reason. I don't think it's gonna do amazing in the short term. I think long term this is probably gonna be a solid comic book. But because the overall market sentiment is still pretty low right now, because I think people are just gearing up, saving gems, saving their buying pressure. I don't think it's going to do too hot in the short term. I could be wrong, of course. I'm going to be a game time decision on this one, though. Earth to Pokemon. I only have a few hundred gems right now. I just bought another Star Wars Uncommon the other day. I feel like that's FA Darth Vader is pretty slept on, I think, in my opinion. Got a couple commons, got a couple uncommons, have the ultra rare. I'm trying to do a little bit of both right now. Make sure I have the collectibles that I really, really want for when there's another run up and just for the long term, but also making sure I do keep some gems on the side. I still want to stack some more gems. So that's how I feel about it. I don't think it's going to do crazy big in the short term. I think long term, like I say, is solid, but because the overall market sentiment's pretty low still, I don't think it's going to do too hot in the short term right away. It's kind of a risk going forward, I think, on this one. Jerry said, let's face it, anything but the rarest copies will be under retail for a while. I think that could definitely be the case, Jerry. I think the secret rare will be maybe 100, couple hundred right away. And then, yeah, I don't think the ultra rares, the rares, uncommons, commons, I don't think they're going to do amazing. I don't think the ultra rares will be under retail. I think if ultra rares are under retail, that would be a steal. But again, I don't think they're going to go crazy in the short term. Any info on the cold storage wallet? Real talk, great question. I haven't heard any new info. I know a lot of people have been waiting on that Okomi secure wallet that's $200 that holds all the crypto. I think we're all still kind of waiting on a mass drop of that. Just be ready, real talk. I'll try to post it out on YouTube anytime I like a YouTube community message. I'll try putting it in the Discord. I'll try putting it, all over the place for you guys. Instagram story. Just because I know there's a lot of people out there waiting on that Okomi secure wallet. That's $200. It holds all your crypto, which is really, really nice. OMI, Ethereum, Bitcoin. But I don't know if you guys are waiting for this or if it's just me. I'm waiting on them to drop. Now, there's been no talk of this recently. Maybe it's still like a year or two out. Who knows for sure? But once they drop that cold wallet that only holds OMI and only holds the VeVe NFTs, that's going to be game changing. That's going to be solid because then we have a cold storage wallet for the NFTs and people can hold their OMI on it too at the same time. A little bit cheaper price point than the $200 price point Okomi secure wallet. That's going to be big right there. Jimbo Lee Lingo is just going for one. That's pretty solid. Yeah, Remedy's just going for one. I think that's the way to go for this one. I mean, I don't think it's the best play to go as many as you can on the drop for this one. I don't think it's going to do crazy in the short term, just my opinion. Even though it's a hodl, anytime comics and crypto gives us a hodl, it's pretty good insight. But I think that's just more of a long-term play. I don't think it's going to do amazing. I think the only things that are going to do amazing in the short term that get dropped and then go crazy in the secondary are the biggest brands, the big IP like Darth Vader FA. That went crazy right away because people have been gearing up for that one. Anything big like that. Luke Skywalker would be another big one, I think. Not as big as Darth Vader, but that would still, definitely be worth going for on the drop. And I think the big comic books, like if we get a DC comic or another huge Marvel comic, like anything that's huge will probably still do well. We got Willow Kid in the building. How we doing, fam? How we doing, brother? We got Miss Rose in the building. How we doing? How we doing? Remedy's World says, I always go for one, at least in hopes for a rare higher, then I snipe them below retail. Yeah, that's a solid play right there. I mean, just going for one, even an ultra rare, or sometimes even a rare could pay back, what you get on the drop. VeVe not going for the comic drop, but going for some more Omi drops today. Hey. Shout out to Gary from the VeVe community. He's been here for a while on Twitter. He was one of the first people that said back in the day, months and months and months ago, he said, this is when the drops started to get really hard to get. He would always say, if you don't get the VeVe drop, don't get disappointed. Don't get upset. Just go and buy some Omi with that money. I think that's a perfect plan. Not financial advice, of course, but especially in today's market with the Omi prices as low as it is, I think you can't go wrong getting Omi, in my opinion. Miss Rose, are you going for the drop today? Let me know your thoughts. If you're going for one, if you're going to go skip gate today, if you're going to be passing up on it, just trying to grab one or two in the market. Let me know your thoughts. I think also being the first owner counts in the future because of the blockchain. I definitely agree with this one, Jimbo Lee Lingo. Again, I think this is probably more so like a future play, like a long-term play. If you can hold until this becomes like a big thing that people look for, and I think the ownership history is going to be big. Maybe once everybody has access to the web app and they get a few more iterations developed on that, I 100% agree with this. This is one reason why I'm holding on to a lot of my originally owned collectibles and comics, because think about it. If you're selling, let's just say, I don't know, let's think of a comic or a collectible. I got like a gnat or a fly down here. If you're selling like a Walt, right? Let's go Walt. I know Willow's got an originally owned Walt, so we're talking about an originally owned Walt. I don't have an originally owned one. I bought two of mine for like $2,000 and $3,000. So if you have an originally owned Walt, right, and you want to list it in the market, people are going to look at that and say previous owners, kind of like on OpenSea, right? Previous ownership. If you see 50 or 100 random names, you may exit out that one and go to the next one if it's the same price point and say, okay, let me look to see who owns this one, right? And if you see one that has one owner, that's going to stand out like a unicorn, And people with big money, big whales are going to want things that most people can't have. And so I almost look at that as like a used car versus a new car. Used cars are just as great. But if you have the money, people are going to go and spend for the new car to be the original owner of it. I think that's going to be big time. But again, that's like that long-term play. If you can hold until that's big, I think it's going to be worth it. It's only a loss if you sell. That's huge advice right there, because Remedy, in a time like this, when we see the VeVe market go down, we see the Omi prices go down, crypto stocks go down, it's a loss on paper, but until you sell, you don't actually take a loss. It's just down right now. That's why we say, if you believe in the project, if you believe in the crypto coin that you're looking at, the token, if you believe in whatever you believe in, the stock, and it went down from what you bought it at and you're in the red, if you panic, you never really believed in that project or that stock or that token to begin with. If it goes down and you're in the red, really look at the project you're investing in. If you believe in it, you're getting an opportunity now to get even more into it at a lower price. That's just the way I look at it, not financial advice, of course. LJ, what it do, JD? You let that subscriber fantasy league marinate a little? Absolutely. Football season's coming soon. I don't want to start it too far in advance just because injuries can happen, trades can happen. You don't really know, but we're definitely going to do this 100%. I'm going to be in a fantasy football league with the Omi. I'm going to be in an Omi fantasy football league with a bunch of people from the community that we did before. I didn't make the playoffs in that league. Shout out to everyone on the ESPN league that was in that one that beat me. I know we had some epic battles. And then I'm also going to be in the VeVe Influencer League. We were in that one last year. Shout out to everyone who was in the Yahoo League. That was a bunch of fun. Ended up coming away first place in that one. Let's go. Got a Nightwing out of it. We should have made the trophy of Todd, but we made the trophy of Nightwing. Ended up swapping that trophy, the Nightwing, for the House of Cards. So since I already had 2 Nightwing, I didn't want to be having 3 Nightwing. That's amazing, but just wanted to kind of increase that collection. So swap the trophy for the House of Cards. But yeah, LJ, we're definitely going to be doing that soon. Just want to wait a little bit closer towards when the football season gets going a little bit more, but it's coming up close. And I'm going to start developing up the Discord a little bit more too. Just have a little bit more information and tabs and really get that going. Start to invite a lot more people into it. So we're definitely going to get that ramped up soon. Appreciate you for bringing that back up. I think the fantasy football league is definitely going to be a good time. I don't want to be in too many leagues, but I think 3 leagues, that's plenty. I think that's definitely enough. But be prepared to lose, guys. I think it's going to be a fun time. We got Punch in the building. How we doing? How we doing? Watching me on the big screen. Shout out to you, Punch. Are you going for the drop today? And if you are, how many are you grabbing? I know there's some people that are only grabbing 1. Some people are grabbing 2. I think I'm a game time decision, but I think I'm going to end up going with one of them just for the drop. I don't usually like to gamble and risk it. I do think the commons, the uncommons could go under retail. But I think that just provides an opportunity who believe in this comic long term. I think long term, this is a solid comic book. Comics and Crypto gave it a hodl. I think this is a pretty solid one. I've decided to test my luck again and go for 2. I doubt you get 2 commons today, Miss Rose. I'm thinking you get a rare and an uncommon. Or a rare and a common. You're going to get a common at first, and you're going to be like, wow, common gang again. And then you're going to get delivered an uncommon or a rare. You're going one common and 1 rare, I think. That's how I'm feeling today. Remedy's World said, when I first got into stocks and crypto, I only lost money panic selling. I learned to hold and wait and made it back. Wow, absolutely. Remedy, I feel like everybody has to kind of go through that experience and really just learn from your mistakes. And that's all it takes. I know a lot of people got into Bitcoin early on, prior 2017, probably like 2014, 2015. Then the whole market crash in 2017. A lot of people did sell, right? I'm not blaming them. Who knows? I might have sold too, I wasn't even into crypto back then. Hindsight, I always say I wish I was because I found Bitcoin at like $50. Crazy, right? I just didn't go dive deep down into that rabbit hole. And with hindsight saying I kind of regret it, I almost don't regret it because I might have been one of those people who did panic sell. And then that would have messed up my kind of mindset when I found Omi and VeVe. Maybe I wouldn't have gone as hard because I would have had that, little hesitation. But as soon as I found VeVe and Omi, I went as hard as I possibly could. I just knew it was going to be huge. Lucked out, it did work out. Maybe it didn't work out in another world and I, made a wrong choice. But the research I did really made me confident because every day I was doing more and more research. I didn't sleep for like 3 weeks. So absolutely, Remedy. Some people don't think we're going to hit the all-time highs again. Most people do. The experienced people. I just watched the interview with NFT Pirates and Danny Boy LIC or LIAC. I know he's been a legend. He was a legend. Everybody was like, who is this guy? When he was selling a bunch at the top of January, February. I think he talked about how he made the mistake of not holding on to those gems and really kind of spending it at the same time. That's where that discipline comes in, Hold those gems for when an opportunity arises instead of looking for opportunities. Because if you go in the market right now and you have a few thousand gems, you're going to find opportunities if you're looking for them. So I always say be disciplined. If you do have a big gem stack, probably a little combination of both. Now is probably the time to get into the collectibles you love or believe in, but also, easier said than done, but maybe have a gem stack just in case opportunities do arise in the future. We got Superstar Money in the house. Put a bunch of stars in the chat. We're Superstar Money. My guys over here. It says Superstar JD, Goff Invitational. What's good, brother? Let's go. Let me into this fancy business. 100%. Yo, if you guys want to join, absolutely. I'll add you guys to the Discord. It's really been just a private Discord so far. We really haven't been too much activity going on in the Discord. I still got to invite a bunch of people too and eventually make it public. I just wanted to be like real small first because I felt like I made it public at first and I felt like there's a bunch of people just coming in that were probably involved with the bots. And I felt like they were asking me my opinions and asking everybody their opinions on if they should go for this drop to see if they should hit the drop with the bots. So I was like, you know what? Let me kind of rethink this a little bit. Let me just keep it private and just invite the people that have been on the live streams. until, we get it going a little bit more. Definitely, I want to have a pretty solid fantasy football league with a bunch of people. So we'll definitely get you in here. Superstar Jimbo Lilingo. We're buying some NFTs that was owned by a celebrity. Big time Jimbo. I mean, that's why that ownership is going to be crucial. Imagine having a collectible. Imagine a Todd Batman, right? And you saw the previous ownership was Logan Paul. That's going to carry a big weight, right? Or David Yu, or Dan Crothers, Alfred Kahn, Todd McFarlane. Imagine buying a Todd McFarlane Batman and the previous ownership said Todd McFarlane. Do you think that would be a floor Todd? I doubt it. Now, not financial advice, just my opinions only. Same with influencers, right? Imagine, Superstar Money, previous ownership, Superstar Money on his Rizzo, on his wall, or whatever, or his Marvel comic book, or whatever, collectible he has. That's going to carry a weight if you're into Superstar Money's YouTube channel. I think influencers will carry a big weight too. So I think, Jimbo Lilingo, if you can hold until that previous ownership is really displayed and really kind of unknown thing, that's going to be big time. I'm personally holding a lot of my originally owned collectibles and comics for that reason. I let go of a couple of them, and I'm really upset about it. There's a point where I got the Captain America Secret Rare on the drop. I ended up selling it, but then I bought it back, and so I'm just holding it. But I don't have my original owned one. Luckily, I still have my Secret Rare Spider-Man that's originally owned. That's a big one. I got 2 Todd McFarlane Batmans left that are originally owned. Those aren't leaving the vault. The only way I'm selling those is if someone puts a bid up in our showroom, because that's another thing that's going to happen eventually. Once we can bid on people's collectibles in the showrooms, say I go into Superstar Money's showroom, or Miss Rose's showroom, or Jimbo Lilingo's, or Gary Lamota's showroom, and I see an awesome collectible in there, I'm going to be able to bid on that collectible right there on the spot. That's big. So that's the only way I let go of my originally owned. If someone bid on it for a price I just couldn't refuse. But same thing with a lot of my collectibles. Like, I want to say, like my FA Joker, that's originally owned, FA Harley Quinn, all those like season 1 FA big characters. I only have one of a lot of them, like the FA Joker, FA Harley Quinn. Walt did me dirty. I had to let go of a lot of those, but holding on to my originally owned ones. I'm going to see how quick my click is on the web app. Wow, Willow's going to the web app for it. Now, Willow, I don't know if you can go for the drop on the web app. I think I saw My Collectibles. Shout out to My Collectibles. I was watching a live stream of him, and I think it was VeVe Vibes. I want to say VeVe Vibes. If it's not, it was someone else. Maybe I made a mistake, but I think it was him. Was it Darth Vader drop? Maybe it was a different drop. I don't think My Collectibles would have risked it on a Darth Vader drop. But it was one drop where he was on the web app trying to go for the drop, and he noticed you can't go for the drop on the web app. So I think it's only the marketplace you can like buy stuff on. So Willow, if you're going on the web app for this drop, and you really want this drop, make sure you're on your phone too. If it doesn't pop up on the web app, you're getting a common and an uncommon, or a common and a rare. Let me know what happens today. Let's go. Superstar, if you get a secret rare, that's an automatic invitation. Wow, okay. Remedy got one common, one rare. Oh, he's going hard. Punch is going hard on this drop. Hopefully you get a secret rare or something crazy today. Check out the video, Danny and NFT Pirates. He made a movie called Juvenile Delinquents. Good stuff. Yeah, I haven't heard about that movie, but I know Danny Boy was into like creating movies. Definitely gonna have to check that out though. I mean, that's awesome. I was watching a lot of that NFT Pirates and Danny Boy interview. Definitely a great interview. A lot of good information on there, especially with the stuff that hasn't been really, talked about too much with like tax stuff and all kinds of stuff. And I think it's really valuable information. So definitely a good interview. I still got to watch all of it. I watched most of it, though, I want to say, up until the very end. Juvenile Delinquents. I'll have to check that. Where can I watch this movie? Or where can I check it out, Punch? Green Goblin in the house. How we doing? How we doing? Definitely a beautiful day today. I'm going to be hitting up the golf course right after the drop, before the video, or before the movie tonight. I don't think we're going to have to go Rhythm Gate. We got 5 minutes to the drop. Probably going to be able to just click. Probably going to be able to wait till you see by now and then click, but yeah, I don't see this one selling out any second. We won't even go for Rhythm Gate today. By now button's going to pop up right where the timer is. And pretty much for this one, you can just react to it. Wait till you see by now and then click. And we should be good on this one. Diane C. Good luck, everybody. Are you going for the drop today? Wow. Punch, you definitely got to get the web app soon. I thought almost everybody got it, so I guess it's kind of, I'm going to say randomly given out. Can you guys hear my congestion right now? It's unbelievable. And I thought it was just my basement too. And then I wasn't on the golf course, but I was in my backyard hitting balls one night. And I was getting crazy sniffles. I was like, okay, is it the pollen out here? Or was Dr. Strange right? Is it a deviated septum? Like, I don't know what's going on. Top of the morning. Green. What's this, real talk? What do you mean by this green? The common? Is that the one you're going for? The green background? Like, I always thought I was allergic to pollen, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Definitely check your spam folder. You're right, Miss Rose. For Punch, it could be in your spam, like your junk folder. I know some people were saying it was in that and they couldn't really find it because of it. Wait, is this real? David, you bubblegum when it was sold on auction? What? Let's go. We got Doobs in the house. My guy, how are we doing, Doobs? Morning, fam. I know you've been busy with work. Hope all is well. I'm going to be game time decision. We got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Ooh, okay. I didn't know this, Willow. I tried on the web app on the last Iron Man comic and was given the opportunity to buy when I hit. I didn't, though, because I didn't have gems. I snagged the screenshot. Wow, okay. Geo, my guy. Good luck, good luck. Pollen this year is crazy. I guess it is, dudes, because my congestion has been terrible. It's like congestion, but it's also like runny at the same time. Like if I want to blow my nose so bad right now, but since I'm on the stream, I don't because it's kind of gross. So just trying to deal with it. The struggle. Allergy gate. That's a fact. It's been allergy gate for like, fam, how long has this been going on? Like 5 months now? Can't miss the drop. I think I'm an alarm set too for a minute left. 1 minute, 44 seconds. Super Simono. The good news is, guys, there's not too much to do in the web app just yet. Maybe I'll bring it up, actually. Let me see here. I think I have it saved. Oh, I have to log in. All right, I don't really want to log in right now. Once we can actually get the showrooms going on that web app, I'm going to be doing tutorials like crazy on, how to even get into the showroom, how to make a showroom. I'm going to be just doing live streams, showroom creations all night. I think alarm's about to go off. Yep. All right, fam, minute to go. I don't think we need to do Rhythm Gate for this one. I think it's just going to pop up, and we'll probably have time to react to it. Shout out to my coffee gator. 35 seconds to the drop. I'm going to record. Who knows what's going to happen. I'm going to back out, come back in. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to do it one more time. There we go. Invisible Friends, I think it's a risky to go for this one. I don't think it's the best idea to go for it. Kind of gambling on this one. I'm just going to go for it. I usually don't like to gamble, but we're going for it today. See what happens. 2, 1, 0. Bye now. Well, that was absolutely perfect timing. All right, fam. 3-digit mint. Haven't gotten a 3-digit mint in the longest time. Little talk gate. Going ultra rare 3-digit mint, huh? One time. I only have like a few hundred gems. Yeah, just over 300 gems. See what happens here. Sneeze when you click buy now. I just read that comment. Oh, high mint. 22,190. Crazy high mint today. All right, that means it's a secret rare. All right, so it's still in store, in stock. So it didn't sell out in a second. That's another reason why I think it's not going to do amazing in the short term. Just went for one today. Yeah, I love the Thanos ultra rare cover. It's one of my favorite covers I don't have, actually. We good. Oh, yeah, dude. That's huge. Ultra rare Vader. Congrats on getting that. Did you get it on the drop? FA Darth Vader is going to go insane, guys. It's one of those where I wish I did have a couple. But that's why I just grabbed a couple uncommons, couple commons, because I think people are going to be priced out of the ultra rare, and almost everyone's going to want an FA Darth Vader. So I see the uncommon being at least a few $100 eventually. Remedy got a secret rare last Miss Marvel. Wow, if you get 2 secret rares on the Miss Marvels. Anybody get any 3-digit mints? This is going to be a good one long term, Invisible Friends. Twitter 400K. Did you do the 10-second back out? You pioneered that. Super Rush. Oh, good mint number right there. That's about as good of a mint as you can get for a high mint right there, dudes. Miss Rose got 2. Telling you, a common and a rare, or a common and uncommon. One of those 2. I can almost guarantee it. Didn't tell me my serial number. Interesting. Okay, Willow got the no serial gate. Trying to make some moves to get a second. Yeah, that's a good one to get a second of right now. Tyler Sheehan in the building. Snagged 2 of them. Hopefully you get blessed with a good mint or a good rarity, brother. Got a 3-digit mint earlier this week for Iron Man comic. How do you price it as I was flipping it? Yeah, Super Simono. So great question here. How to price those low mints. It can definitely be challenging, what to price a low mint for. It all depends on the market. Depends on the collectible comic. One thing you can do that kind of help gauge your, price point. Just sort the filter the market. Sort it by the lowest edition first. So you see what like the 40 mint is or the 45 mint is, and it's in order. And then you can kind of see where your 3-digit mint fits in. Say if it was like a 600 mint, go look at where like the 650 is selling for, the 550. And it doesn't mean you have to put yours in that middle, but you can kind of gauge like if you price it, 10x of what that's going for in that range, it probably won't sell. If you list it for a little bit below what they're all selling for right there, it's probably going to sell right away. Because when people look for low mints, that's usually what they do. Go into the marketplace, click the collectible or comic they want, and then sort the filter by lowest edition first. And then they'll go in and see what like a good deal looks like. So that's one way to kind of gauge an estimate of what you can sell it for. Dude's got 3. Wow, okay. Superstar got 5. Is it still in stock or sold out by now? Wow, okay. It's still in store in stock. So I guess a lot of people weren't going for this one. And you can usually tell too. You can get a good feeling if a comic or a collectible is going to do well. This isn't the end all be all, but by the comments and the likes. This one only had 200 comments, 600 likes. Now let's go to some drops that did really, really well right away. The last one was probably Darth Vader, so let's go to this one. Look at the likes and comments on this one. 5.3K likes and 1K comments. Huge difference right there, right? We went from 5K likes to 200 likes. So tells me not the most interest. I'm sorry, 600 likes and 200 comments compared to 5K likes and 1,000 comments. So stuff like that, you can kind of get a good estimate, like how people are feeling about this one. Also, it's another great way to add followers. I know Superstar Money, being an influencer, you're probably looking for ways to gain followers on the VeVe app. That's another huge way. You know, leave comments in the comment section of the latest drop. And don't, I'm not saying don't, because I mean, you have, you know, freedom to do what you want. But for me, I never was one of those people to say follow for follow. I feel like it kind of hurts your brand a little bit. So just the simplest things, you know, leave fire emojis or rockets, what I usually do, or say can't wait, or have a question like how many people are going for it. So then people can see your name, get excited. Wow, I see Superstar Money's username. Let me click on it. So your profile, they'll usually follow you that way. So just little stuff like that can help out tremendously. I mean, you can gain like 5 to 10 followers just by leaving a comment that way. Like I just left one saying, I got one, let's go. And it basically does the same thing as saying follow for follow without actually saying follow for follow. All secret rares in the chat today. I hope Super Rush. I only have one 3-digit Mint Vader. A 3-digit Mint Vader, one is maybe all you need. We got Drew Dubs. Amazing Spider-Man 130 has jumped up to 1,600 in the past few days. Good to know, Tyler Sheehan. Is this a secret rare? I'm going to definitely look at this one as soon as it drops, or as soon as the marketplace opens, I should say. I can look at it, though. You can actually, this is a little hack, too. If you want to see the floor of the comic or the collectible and the market's closed, all you have to do, you can go to your collection and click on it that way. Or if you don't want to go that way, or if you don't have the comic, just go to the store tab, go to either collectibles or comics. In this case, I'm going to comics. And then I'm going to just look for Amazing Spider-Man 130. Do we have Amazing Spider-Man 130? I don't know what issue that is off the top of my head. Oh, here it is. This is actually the one that I think was a promo code. Is that the case? Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually not the way you go check to see the floor. So you will have to actually go to your collection, I guess. I thought that was one way to do it. So since I don't have that comic book, I actually can't check the floor just yet. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 130. I guess that's the one that was the promo code. I didn't get that one, but shout out to everyone who did. Oh, so Willow, you did go for it on the web app, and that's why I didn't tell you the serial number. Interesting. But good to know that you can actually go for it. I wonder why sometimes you can't go for it. And sometimes you can. Definitely interesting, right? Dupe said it's sold out for him. Let me check. Maybe it's sold out for me now. Yep, now it's sold out. Good to know. Good to know. Karen went for 4 because he's bored. Any opinion on why VeVe's releasing so many Harley? Should I score FA Harley? Great question here in Real Talk. I think we're going to see this with a lot of collectibles. In the future, I think we're going to see more Jokers. I know there's a couple Jokers, at least one more Joker in that black and white series, not the FA. Harley Quinn is a very, very popular superhero. And so because of that, there's going to come a point in time where all Harley Quinn fans want to collect every single Harley Quinn. Now, me personally, I don't want to do that. No, I've never been the biggest Harley Quinn fan, but I know how big Harley Quinn is. So I think it's the one that's going to be out of reach, in my opinion, is going to be the Harley Quinns from that Red and Black Series 1, the first edition Harley Quinns. But I think the real winner, not winner, they're all going to win. The Steve Pugh Harley Quinn, all those in that Red and Black series, the first edition ones. But I think the game-changing one is that first appearance of Harley Quinn. That's going to be untouchable, I think, unreachable at some point. Real talk, I don't want to say going by it now. I don't know if that's going to dip even further. But I think that's a pretty safe play, in my opinion. I do have one. I'm going to be holding the originally owned one that I still have. It's low man. It's like 230 something or 280. It's in the 200s. That's one reason why, for me, you know, I love those originally owned collectibles from season 1 because it was a point in time where if you were the first one to buy from the store, you got the lowest mint. It wasn't like randomized. So all those low mints you see on my profile from those days, let me just go over them. They're at the top of my profile because they're probably my favorite. The Todd, the Nightwing, the Joker, the Harley Quinn, the Becky, the Joe M. Those are all, besides the Todds, those are all 3-digit mints. And I got them in store, original owner. So, like, I'm never selling those. Those mean so much to me. DC wants them to release their most popular characters, and her and Batman have the most physical figures that can easily translate to the app. Super Rush, great point here. Maybe DC has a lot of say in that, you know, which ones get released. I think it's probably a combined effort between VeVe and DC. DC probably has, you know, their opinions of what should be released, and then VeVe may have the final say. But I definitely agree, you know, DC probably wants to release their most popular characters, and Harley Quinn is one of them. FA Joker, FA Batman, FA Harley Quinn. Some iconic characters that the whole world knows. Those rare Harley Quinn NFTs crashed and burned, still available. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, when we start to see, you know, more and more Batman that aren't FA, people who aren't Batman fans probably won't go and pick those up, right? The people who are Batman fans are going to want to try to complete that entire series. So just a little bit of a different dynamic there. For me, I'm not going after all the Harley Quinns. Not a huge Harley Quinn fan. So I'm only sticking with that FA Harley Quinn. And I still hold my my 2, I think they're both uncommons of that Red and Black series. The first one, the first edition Harley Quinns. I don't have the ultra rare or the rare. I don't think there's a common in that set. It's just 2 uncommons, a rare and an ultra rare. But I think they're going to do great too because we're not ever going to see another FE collectible like that. So Shazam said, are you going for the special Jurassic Park feature today at AMC to get the VeVe NFTs? You bet I am. I can't wait for that. I'm actually going to go. I touched on this a little bit earlier on the live stream, but I'll say it again. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern time today. So I'm actually going with my grandmom to see both the double feature, the first one, and then the newest one that comes out. And you bet I'm getting the NFT. I don't know how many I'm getting because I still have no idea what happened with my refund or whatever happened with that. But I guess I'll find out later today. I'm at least getting 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited just to even watch the movie, to be honest. I haven't gone to the movie theaters in years prior to the whole pandemic, too. Like, it's probably been like 5 years. since I've been to an actual movie theater, which is crazy to think about, right? It's been that long. Wow. 5 or 6 years. Crazy. I got 2 tickets. Let's go. Shazam got him. He's going. Shazam's going. Now, I bought 2 tickets for me and my grandma. My grandma's going to see it with me, which I think is pretty cool. So I don't know if it's 1 NFT per ticket, 1 NFT per order. This is what happened. This is why I'm not sure if I'm getting 2 or 3. I signed up right away. I bought 2 tickets. And then in the email, I didn't get that like confirmation code of the NFT. So I was like, dang, okay. Maybe I didn't do it right. So I refunded them. And then I bought 2 tickets again. But then I didn't get the confirmation email at all. So I was like, what is happening right now? So then I canceled them and I bought 2 more tickets on a different username. And then that went through and I got the confirmation email with the NFT confirmation. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. It was confusing, but we'll see what happens. How was the Doctor Strange movie? I know a lot of people did like it. I wasn't the biggest fan of Doctor Strange either. I never really know too much about him or anything like that, but I know there was a possibility of redeeming something, right, with that movie. Did you get to redeem anything? Yeah, Jeremy Wild. Most people weren't here for those days. Catwoman, Batgirl, they sat in store, in stock, not just for like minutes, like we just saw with this comment, but for months. Excuse me, like for a few weeks. We saw Catwoman, Batgirl. They all stayed in stock, in store for retail. And people said VeVe's lost some momentum. VeVe's done. VeVe's sinking. Marvel Comics #1's $2. Right? It only takes a matter of time before that changes. And right now, I think we're in that same kind of period where the people who accumulate will probably be in a good position once we have another bull run. Some people think VeVe's dead again, and we're not ever having another bull run, right? People have said that ever since. People said VeVe's dead ever since they had to first re-engineer the whole app to hold the amount of users we got from 8,000 to 180,000 users in 30 days. That's like the first round of FUD, like end of March, April, because people didn't think we were going to be able to sustain an app that just got overloaded so quickly. That's why a lot of delays happened in the very beginning, but they pushed through, you know. Wow, good to know. Love the movie Doctor Strange. I heard a lot of good reviews about it. No, didn't know about it. I'm not positive if there was a promo code, but people were thinking that there would be Shazam. So I'm not too sure if there is or not. Wow, that's insane, Diane C. I don't know which I signed up for. I know I signed up for the double feature. So I don't know if this is like an option that we can choose at the theaters or we had to do it when we bought the tickets. But that's amazing. If you can watch in 4D, X, 3D, really fun. Seat moves, wind blows, water sprays out of you. That's crazy. That's an immersive experience right there. Man, technology's getting crazy. Love to see it. I'm only going to stay on right until the market opens today. And I'm probably going to sign off. So another 10 more minutes or so. Unless the market's delayed and it opens up an hour from now. Yeah, let's see. Mine got delivered. Let's go. Fast delivery. What do you guys think I got? We'll play a game. First one to guess it right gets. Let's see. What does the winner get? Nope. First one to guess it right. I'll just leave your username up here for a while. We can't transfer or do giveaways. Oh, wow. Wow. She really is an alien. Can you guys see it? Uncommon, gang. That's crazy. I wish it was the secret rare. It's not focusing up. I'm not lying. It's uncommon. Crazy. It's definitely not a common. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I probably wouldn't have done it if it was a common. Might have. Crazy alien in the house. All right, now the crazy thing's gonna be if you get a common and a rare common uncommon. If you get a combination of both, I don't know what I'll do. That's insane. I got one, but not letting me see what I got. Punch. Did yours get delivered? Oh, 3 pending though. Okay. I just had a fast delivery today. Just want to cut my nose off right now. Fast delivery. Now, the good things about fast deliveries are if it's like a... Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely got to let me know, Miss Rose. One got delivered but says I can't see it. So you should have like 2 pending delivery orders and then one that says you have. Says you have it. We got a lot of additions to go. So the good news, like I was saying about getting your comic delivered fast, if the market opens up like right away in 10 minutes and you already have yours delivered and you see down here that there's still a lot to be delivered, like 4K out of 4.9K left for the uncommon, that's usually the time to sell right away. Excuse me, not financial advice, my opinions only, because everything's a little bit different and it doesn't always work like that. But usually, if a lot still have to be delivered, you can usually get it off for a decently high price, and then prices will dip as they all get delivered. It'll hit a floor, and then the ones that have demand usually go back up. But with this uncommon, I don't think it's going to go crazy in the marketplace. It may be just over retail or something like that. So I don't think it's going to be really worth to let it go. But we'll see what happens. I should stop the stream and just blow my nose real quick. Interesting. There should be like a glitch. Probably like a glitch or something like that, Punch. Maybe close the app and then try opening it back up again. What if some whales decided to buy all the remaining Harley Quinns in the shop? And now, super rush. Now we're talking about things that I see happening in the future once we get some more things developed. When Omida NFT comes, I think we're going to see a lot of things in the market disappear. After everybody gets MTL and we experience that little bit of a dip, I definitely think that's when we start to see a lot of things disappear. Because right now you have so many, a combination of people like who are afraid to put in $20, who don't want to put in thousands of dollars, who don't want to put in millions of dollars just yet because they can't cash it out. A majority of people who are looking to invest with a couple $100,000 are still on the sideline saying, yeah, once we can cash out, that's when I'll put my money in. So a combination of things. Like once everybody gets to MTL, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of a dip because some people that have been here for a while may be looking to cash out some. But at the same time, all the people that have been waiting for the MTL are now going to come into VeVe without the fear of them not being able to cash out. I think that's going to sweep up so many floors. And then the one thing that's going to happen that's going to put it over the top is Omida NFT. Because we've already seen where people can convert their crypto to OMI right through MetaMask. So what's going to happen when people can connect their MetaMask to the VeVe web app, convert their crypto to OMI, and then go buy whatever they want? No fees. Huge. It's just the friction right now. Like if you look at the friction involved with the VeVe app, which there's no friction, and then there's a lot of friction if you want to enter big money. So there's not a lot of friction for, average person to come in and try it out. But Yeah, it must be some kind of glitch. Interesting. But once everybody's able to withdraw, that's going to be game changing. Everybody's going to be able to withdraw. People are going to be able to add their money in on the web app finally, like some people can now. But then there won't be any fees involved. That's huge. Whale games are definitely coming. Randy and his secret rare alligator low key experiment has kept the price up. Let's go. Shout out to Randy, man. I know Randy is definitely huge on the secret rare low key alligators. I mean, Randy's a whale too. I mean, look at all the Omi Randy has, right? People want to say, try to shoot him down for selling the ultra rare Vader. I mean, in the previous markets, that's what would normally happen. Sell it at a high, wait for it to come back down. Darth Vader just did something abnormally just because it's a huge popular brand that most people have been waiting for. But he's got enough Omi to come in and sweep up the floors anytime he wants. So that's why I always, laugh when people are shooting him down, because it's like he made a calculated decision, still won, still profited from, whatever he bought it at to $700, $800 profit, and all the Omi he has. I mean, wait until Omi gets back up, right? When Omi hits 1 cent, and beyond, $100 now will get you 65,000 Omi. That's insane, Crypto King. That's insane. $100 can almost get you 100,000 Omi. Oh, that's a solid play right there, Punch. But yeah, I definitely think it'll be interesting to see with the Harley Quinns. I'm not sure if they would target the Harley Quinns right away, but eventually you got to think about it, right? For me, Batman, I'm a fan of Batman, so I'm going to want series 1 to 100 of all Batman, right? I want every single Batman. But a lot of people, or not a lot, there's some people that aren't fans of Batman, so they're not going to pick up, series 10 Batman non-FA, right? The same way with Harley Quinns. I'm not going to pick up the 100th Harley Quinn non-FA because I'm not the biggest fan of Harley Quinn. I'm going to get the FA, the FEs, and that's pretty much it. But the Harley Quinn fans will want to be master collectors and probably have a badge at some point for grabbing all the Harley Quinns. The same way I'm hoping to get a Batman badge and be a master collector of all the Batmans. The Batman Black and White series. So stuff like that I think will happen. Ooh, appreciate this big time. I'm gonna check it out. Stuff like that will happen, just probably longer term. Let's check it out. Marvel Commons, $3.19. Uncommon, $6. Rare, $10. Ultra rare, $39. And the secret rares, $200. So like I said, I thought the secret rare would be a couple $100. Price point's pretty on point. Ultra rares, I thought might be like 40, 50. It's 40. Rares are pretty cheap. Rares usually go cheaper than I expect. Rares are $15 right now. Uncommon, I thought there's a chance uncommons could go into retail. Uncommons are $5.75. A lot still have to be delivered, so I think the prices could still go lower. This is my time right now where I love to follow everybody I see listing because I know they're active. Another huge tip, I think I talked about it in the one video. But anyone who's looking to gain followers, anytime there's a drop, as soon as the market opens, I've noticed I've gained so many followers that way just from following everybody who lists right away because they're active. A lot of times when you follow people from the market, etc., feed, maybe the feed because they just posted, but sometimes when you go into the market and you start following people, they may not be active, so they don't see that notification pop up. One thing that I've also learned, this is kind of a recent hack, a recent trick. If I go to, say, not the one that just dropped, not the comic that just dropped, like an older collectible or comic, and I'm following people from that market, I've learned to sort the filter by the latest listing price, or like let's see what it says. Sort by listing date. So that means you have the people who just listed right away. So they're the most active. I found that to help big time too. Just some low-key tricks and tips. I'm probably just following like 20 to maybe 50 people. And not everyone's going to follow back. Maybe half, probably. Let's go. Appreciate you big time, Punch, tuning in today. I'm going to go over the prices one last time. Then I'm going to be hopping off today. Blowing my nose, much needed. Then I'm going to be hitting the golf course. And then I'll be picking up my grandma, going to see Jurassic World. This is the last one, too, I think. Last Jurassic Park. What are they going to do after that? There's definitely going to be another remake eventually, I think. Secret Rares are going for $135. Ultra Rares are going for $27. Rares are going for $11. Uncommons are going for $480. Commons are going for $260. I think this is a good long-term comic too, so I think people like, why would you buy it for $7 then flip it for $1? Like, what? But I guess they're just gambling for the secret rare, ultra rare. Hey, appreciate that, Willow, big time. And definitely have a blessed day for you too, my man. Crypto King, do you think Ecomi will sell a wallet for us to hold our NFTs? Yes. So one last thing I want to touch on before I sign off today. I did talk about this a little bit in the beginning, but you probably weren't here for that, Crypto King, so I'll go over one last time. Now, we know about the Ecomi Secure Wallet, $200, and it holds all of your crypto, OMI, Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's known about, but it's not really in stock. It always sells out quickly. Hopefully, they get another shipment out soon. But one thing that people haven't really talked about, because it was an early AMA that the Ecomi team did, and they haven't really talked about it much since. This is, I think, going to be developed in the next year or two. We're going to have another secure wallet, cheaper than that Ecomi secure wallet, and it only will hold OMI and the VeVe NFTs. It won't hold all crypto, but it's a cold storage wallet that'll hold OMI, only OMI, and only the VeVe NFTs. But that's huge. So many people want to be able to take this off and put it in a cold wallet, and you will be able to eventually. That's going to be game changing. But more of a long-term play. So Crypto King, I don't think we can expect it in the next couple months. But maybe that's another good question for the next AMA for the VeVe team. Let's go. Absolutely. I was thinking about maybe live streaming it. I know I'd get kicked off of YouTube for live streaming an actual movie. I was saying maybe I live stream the whole going up to the movie. I don't know. But I wanted to make it some kind of event. Maybe I won't do it, but we'll see what happens. Shout out to Riley Pie for going to go see the movie today. He bought 8 tickets. Holy cow. Smash the like button. J.O. is asking, how much OMI are you holding? So I'm still only holding just over 1 million. I was about to buy some more OMI, but I bought the Darth Vader Ultra Rare instead. Definitely think I'm going to be buying more OMI soon too. It's too low not to take advantage of right now. Again, my game plan was going to be selling some of my duplicate collectibles for my OMI bag, but OMI's so low right now to where I want to take advantage of the opportunity. So I think I'm going to be stacking some more OMI. Appreciate you guys big time. Enjoy the movie too, Riley Pie. I know a lot of people are just going for the NFTs. I'm going to actually see the movie. NFTs is a bonus, so I'm excited. Can't wait to see both of them. The first one, I love watching the first one. And then the last one, the latest one that's coming out right after. So can't wait. And I can't wait to see what collectible drops next. Are we getting a T-Rex collectible soon or not? Buzz Lightyear movie comes out soon. I'm excited to see what comes out in the next couple months. It's going to be hard to stack some gems. Combination of stacking your collectibles you love, you think are going to do the best, and a combination of stacking some gems, I think is the right play, not financial advice. Miss Rose, I hope you get that uncommon, rare, and common today. Combination of one of those, I think you're going to get it. Let me know on Twitter. With all that being said today, guys, I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.